Book of Job, 18th chapter, 5th verse. Yeah, the light of the wicked shall be put out, and the spark of his fire shall not shine. Jump down to 7. The steps of his strength shall be straightened, and his own counsel shall cast him down. Who is cast into a net by his own feet, and he walketh upon a snare. The gin shall take him by the heel, and the robber shall prevail against him. The snare is laid for him in the ground, and a trap for him in the way. Terrors shall make him afraid on every side, and shall drive him to his feet. His strength shall be hunger bitten, and destruction shall be ready at his side. Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh. All honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakar Double honors to the apostles, elders, and teachers at Great Millstone for teaching me this 100% truth about our Lord and Savior, Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, and the true reason why he's coming back, which is to save the elect remnant of the house of Israel from the enemies and those that hate him, and to take over the earth and universe, which was given to him by the mighty, mighty Yahweh himself, the Ancient of Days, wherein our Lord and Savior, Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, will establish righteousness throughout the whole earth and universe forever under the kingdom of the heaven of the Israelites. Shalom, Akim and Agwaf. We one day closer to the kingdom. Now, I started off this lesson. This is your brother Hadav Yoruba. I started off this lesson by reading out of the book of Job in the 5th chapter, because as we know, the wicked, which are the Edomites, they finna start falling in their own little snares and traps. Now, them Israelis, Amalek, they swear they got it all figured out, but they trying to, with the little wars they got going on over in Western Asia, which is called the Middle East. But the Lord finna foil their plans. Let's read that again. Yeah, Job 18 in the 18th chapter, 5th verse. Yeah, the light of the wicked shall be put out, and the spark of his fire shall not shine. Hmm? The steps of his strength shall be straightened, and his own counsel shall cast him down. I jump down to verse 7. For he is cast into a net by his own feet, and he walketh upon a snare. Now let's get that in the NLT. Because this is the stuff they doing, man. The rules that they go by through the UN is ridiculous. Let's read this over. Job 18:5. Surely the light of the wicked will be snuffed out. The sparks of their fire will not glow. Jump down to verse 7. The confidence tried of the wicked will be shortened. Their own schemes will be their downfall. The wicked walk into a net. They fall into a pit. A trap grabs them by the heel. A snare holds them tight. A noose lies hidden on the ground. A rope is stretched across the path. Terrorists surround the wicked, and trouble them at every step. Hunger depletes their strength, and calamity waits for them to stumble. Now, as we all see what's been going on with the war that the Israelis wage on the Palestinians, they overwhelmed them. They done killed over 60,000. Unconfirmed, it's over 100,000. Then they moved on into Lebanon to go against Hezbollah. But they didn't realize the trash that they were set is falling right back on them. Because Hezbollah is using a tactic that they use. Now we got the Russians been advising them Iranians too. So now, over the last weekend, if you don't know, the Israelis responded to what the Iranians did in response to what the Israelis did. So what the Israelis been doing is starting stuff, and then whoever retaliated against them, the United States and the UN condemned them people for defending themselves, saying that Israel got a right to defend itself, which is a big lie. So now, after they attacked, right, this happened last Friday, going into this week, Monday, the president or a high-ranking member from the Iranian embassy denounced what happened. They tried to hold an emergency meeting on Monday for the UN to condemn what the Israelis had just did, which was they attacked Iran on their soil, but they used American military spots in Iraq. Excuse me, in Iraq to use shoot the missiles off or whatever at Iran, and they hit several bases, military bases in Iran, but it killed 4 soldiers and a civilian. So on Monday, Iran tried to hold an emergency UN meeting, but the UN Security Council saying, "Hey, we're going to defend ourselves." And I'm gonna play the little videos with this Judite woman. That's Slovakia. We had this Judite woman that represents Babylon the Great, aka America, at the UN. I'm talking about just read a riot act to Iran as if they was the aggressor. So yeah, we're gonna play all that, man, all these videos. Let's get this first. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976 is in full effect. Right? So let's get these videos. So like we'll start off with this guy from Off Grid Desert Foreman saying what the response gonna be. Hold on. Now let's get the what's called first. The UN lady speaking. Because they got the gall, boy. These people full of pride, man. The US, the NATO countries, and the country that's occupied by the Mamlukites. They full of pride. Listen to this. This is after the
Dairy
attack.
farmers of DFA, sustainable choices are the only way. These LEDs, they're shining.
Look at the title. US warns Iran at UN of serious consequences in case of new attacks. Now this is just this coming after the guy from Iran responded.
Colleagues, not even 4 weeks ago, on October
Listen
1st,
to the hypocrisy.
Iran launched nearly 200 ballistic missiles at Israel, with many targeting the country's most populous city, Tel Aviv. This brazen attack had the potential to kill hundreds of civilians, and it is very
Shalaki, listen to the key words. Potential to kill hundreds of civilians. They ain't killed nobody. One person died. They hit military targets.
and it very well could have, were it not for the United States military assistance defending Israel at President Biden's direction. In the hours following the barrage, the United States convened
Shalaki.
G7 leaders, including the leaders of several countries represented here on the Security Council. They agreed there must be serious consequences for Iran, and we have seen those consequences come to bear. The United States issued new sanctions against Iran's oil sector, including the so-called Ghost Fleet, which carries illicit oil products around the world. The United Kingdom and Australia issued new and sweeping sanctions against Iran's missile program.
Shalaki, you see that? They just, that's what we read. Started off in the book of Job, 18th chapter, man. They say the snares and traps of people. Now, the Americans put sanctions on Iran for responding on October the 1st and the UK. But nobody put sanctions on them Israelis yet. They're not in trouble as other people. That's why all these nations going to raise up against them. Yeah.
And the European Union, for the first time, sanctioned Iran's civilian airliners, including Iran Air. This coordinated diplomatic effort across multiple jurisdictions reflects a firm international consensus that Iran's aggressive actions against Israel, including in support of its terrorist proxy, Hezbollah in Lebanon, are unacceptable. There's also firm international consensus that Israel has a right to defend itself against Iran's attacks, and that
Now, the international consensus is only from the Western hegemony. The rest of the world, seeing what them Israelis doing, they condemn it. So international consensus, my ass, it's another lie.
is precisely what Israel did this weekend when it carried out a targeted, proportional, and direct military response against Iran with no reports of civilian harm.
Now see, now I wonder why they don't say that when they say they carry out a strike on Hamas over in Palestine. Because they know if they kill a lot of Iranian civilians, they finna get hit up, and we finna see that.
Specifically, Israel conducted precision airstrikes against multiple military targets across Iran and outside populated areas. The United States did not participate in this military operation.
Oh, yes, you did. You allowed them to use your airspace from your military base, which Iran said y'all gonna be held accountable for. We're gonna play theirs too.
Rather, we encouraged the government of Israel to shape the operation as it did. Again, a targeted, proportional, and direct response to
Get to what you
degrade
talking shit.
immediate ceasefire with release of hostages, ending the fighting in Gaza, and facilitating the urgent delivery of much needed humanitarian relief to Palestinian civilians, and to lead an effort to secure through diplomacy the end to the war in Lebanon with an agreement that allows civilians on both sides of the blue line to safely return to their homes. Colleagues, Iran requested this meeting today. Its representative seeks to gaslight and deflect, to claim the role of victim while continuing to sow chaos across the region. And because
Gotta stop again. What chaos are they showing? They just defending themselves from them Israelis. Look at this lady. They sit in positions of authority. I ain't finna bust her great. Now, if they told her she got to go out there and fight, watch how quick she retired.
Russia is increasingly reliant on Iranian weapons to sustain its illegal, unprovoked war of aggression against Ukraine, Iran
Another lie. You see these lies that they coming up with? They all unraveling. We can just play this one. We got to play the response from Iran because they just told the truth. Y'all committing genocide over there in Palestine, right? You got the 48 fakers who started the war with Ukraine. The Ukrainians started bombing the Donetsk region in 2014. They requested help from the Russians against the Ukrainians. They're not telling the truth, folks, but it's going to all come out.
believes this council will have no choice but to look the other way. That will not, that we will not penalize it for flaunting the UN Charter and myriad Security Council resolutions. But Russia's words of support are hollow given its own actions in Ukraine. We have the collective responsibility to prove Iran wrong, even in the face of obstruction by one member of this council, Russia. We must impose costs for supporting terrorism and undermining international peace and stability. So today, our message must be clear. We will not allow the region's future to be dictated by Tehran and its proxies, whose actions before, on, and since October 7th have put millions of innocent civilians at risk.
Because you want to be the one to run it. America want to use them Israelis as they proxy to control the region. Hold on. We're the one that I get. Let's see. Hold on. Let's go to the guy's response. Select your bear with it 1 second. Here it is. So this is what Iran said. This was their statement at the meeting before the sellout Judite woman came up with her little response for America. Right. So this was
See,
on
this
Monday.
is why I don't mess with the dealership buying their own insurance. Look at this mess.
We'll play a little of this. This must have been the whole exchange right here. Yeah, this the whole exchange. You can check this out on the We Love Africa channel. I don't know if it's gonna play, man. I'm in a bad location. But
Request.
here we go.
We sincerely thank our colleagues from Algeria, China, and Russia
Well, them
for
Algerians ready to get at them
their
Israelis too.
steadfast support in calling for this meeting. We extend our gratitude to those members who have condemned Israeli aggression and expressed their sympathy and solidarity with
Oh, let's gonna keep doing this. Hold on. All right.
the people and government of Iran. We have carefully considered the views expressed by ASG Mr. Khaled Khiari. Madam President, distinguished member of the Council, this meeting is both timely and necessary to address Israeli act of aggression against the sovereignty and territorial integrity of the Islamic Republic of Iran, an egregious and severe violation of international law and the United Nations Charter. As outlined in the letter from our foreign ministers to the President of the Council and the Secretary General, the criminal regime of Israel has flagrantly violated international law and the UN Charter by committing a deliberate act of aggression against sovereignty and territorial integrity of Iran. In the early hours of Saturday, 26 October, Israeli military aircraft launched long-range air-launched missile from approximately 100 kilometers outside Iran border, using airspace provided by U.S. military forces stationed in Iraq. These missiles targeted several Iran's border defense radar in the provinces of Ilam, Khuzestan, and Tehran, and military sites as well. Iran's air defenses acted promptly, intercepting most of the missiles and thereby preventing substantial damage. Yet, tragically, 4 Iranian military officers, along with a civilian, were martyred while heroically defending their homeland. At the same time as Israeli aggression, 10 Iranian police officers were tragically martyred by Jaish al-Adl, a foreign-backed terrorist group in Sistan and Balochistan province. Madam President, Israeli aggression against Iran is obvious and does not occur in isolation. This aggressive attack is part of a broader sustained pattern of aggression and unchecked impunity with which Israel continues to destabilize the entire region, most notably through its ongoing aggression, ethnic cleansing, and war crimes against the Palestinian and Lebanese
Oh,
people.
let's get that.
We condemn Israeli aggression in the strongest possible terms. Israel's hostile actions are a blatant and dangerous breach of international law and the UN Charter, particularly the principle of sovereignty and territorial integrity and prohibition on threats or the use of force against the sovereignty of states. These principles are not merely abstract ideals, they are foundational pillars upon which the international peace and stability rely. Regrettably, unwavering and unconditional support provided by the United States to Israel, coupled with its obstruction of the Security Council mandate as a permanent member, has emboldened Israel to persist in its crimes and aggression in Gaza and Lebanon, and now against Iran, gravely undermining regional peace and security. Madam President, distinguished member of the Council, the UN Charter obligates the Council to determine any threat to the peace, breach of the peace, or act of aggression.
That's all we need from that. Nah. The guy from Iran went first. Then the guy from Israel went. Then the lady that I just played from America went. Lies, man. Now let's get hold on. Now since then, right? That was Monday. Today is Friday. By Wednesday, the Israelis were saying they was gonna strike uh, Iran again. Before Iran, even they just said on Monday they had a right to respond, right? So now we got this guy what is this off grid desert coming with this report that they saying that Iran finna hit Israel, the Israelis with like 4,000 missiles, man. That's gonna eliminate. That's gonna end their little reign.
Have you used
Let's
Tremendous
read. Let's
before?
look at
It's
some
a
of
free
this
platform that
description of Iran.
simplifies how businesses send gift.
Hold on, hold on. It's in like the first 6 minutes.
Hello, everybody. This is Paul from Off Grid Desert Farming News with Paul and Adrian. This is October the 28th, 2024. I want to welcome you to our broadcast today. If this is your first time here, please make sure that you are subscribed to our channel so you won't miss any of our breaking news. So this is the second video that we have done today. We just did an update on Rumble a couple hours ago. Please go to Rumble and watch the video. It's talking about how science and technology has made it available. So we've got two videos that you guys missed still in play. We have less than 10 days to the US presidential election. Anything could happen. But today we're going to discuss what is about to happen in the Middle East. It does look like that Iran will be retaliating against Israel, according to the latest information. Now, when we do these breaking news alerts, we are relying on the information coming in at the moment. Everything is subject to change, but the latest information is that Iran will retaliate against Israel in the next 24 hours. Now, until that happens, we're going to have people that saying, well, it's not going to happen. Well, we don't know yet, folks. We're reporting the news. That's what we do here. We try to give you the most accurate news as it comes in, as it becomes available around the world. So you will be one of the first people to know about it. So this is the latest news coming in just in the last couple hours. Iran will attack Israel in the next 24 hours. Sources in Tehran say Iran has no limit
Man, that didn't happen because the 24-hour period has already expired. So we'll see what's going on this weekend.
in defending its territorial integrity. And this is being reported, like I said, just a couple hours ago. Sources in Tehran say Iran will attack Israel in the next 24 hours. More than 4,000, not 400, not 200, more than 4,000 missiles are expected to be used against targets to destroy the Israeli military infrastructure, as the Pentagon has already warned. Breaking news: Iran will launch retaliatory strikes, True Promise 3, in the next 24 hours. It is expected that more than 4,000 missiles and rockets will be used against targets to destroy the entire Israeli military infrastructure in the country, as warned by the Pentagon. It is recalled that the president of Iran, Masoud Pezeshkian, assured on Sunday, that was yesterday, that Tehran does not seek war, but pledged to give an appropriate response to the Israeli strikes against Iranian military targets. We do not seek war, but we will defend the rights of our nation and our country, Pezeshkian told the cabinet. We will give an appropriate response to the aggression of the Zionist regime, he added. Pezeshkian attributed the rise in tensions in the region to Israel's aggressiveness and U.S. support for that country, which is not recognized by Tehran. If the attacks of the Zionist regime and its crimes continue, tensions will worsen, he predicted. Added that the U.S. promised.
That's how we lead from there. Let's get us some scriptures, because so now the members of Hezbollah and go to Ezekiel 35, 34, no, 35, message for Edom. Yeah, so Hezbollah recently, this week, came out and told, the Israelis, they sent things over to Lebanon telling people to move out of the town because they sent a bomb it, because they feel that Hezbollah is hiding behind civilians, right? So now Hezbollah doing the same thing to the Israelis, telling them in the northern parts of Israel, clear up out of these towns because we have come to notice that the soldiers are hiding behind the citizens. So all these little snares and excuses that these Israelis been using to justify their actions is falling back on them because Hezbollah and Hamas, the Iranians, they could have used them same tactics. Same thing the Russians did with the Americans by saying, okay, we're going to mirror y'all actions there because y'all are here supporting this Ukrainian war, supplying them with weapons, but at the same time say you seeking peace. Same thing they doing with them Israelis. How could you go to the UN Council and say you're trying to secure peace when you supply them with weapons still? So, as it is written in Ezekiel 38:7, Russia gonna be a guard to these other nations. So they supplying Iran with military equipment and with counsel from their military side, which is gonna counter what the Americans doing. And now you got the North Koreans coming into the war. You see how it's a double standard, how America and NATO is hypocrites. You got Babylon the Great, aka America, the UK, France, Germany. Those are the main actors that supporting the Ukrainians by providing them with weapons and money. But yet, when North Korea do it for Russia, y'all cry foul. And now South Korea saying they finna bomb North Korea for doing it. They send troops over to Russia, which they already did, which they just went right past they bluff. Now what y'all gonna do? This is all set the scenes and stages for World War III, Israel. So don't be distracted as the two-thirds are. Be circumspect because the days, the times are evil. Now let's see what the Lord got to say. Because all these things are happening because of his hatred, his righteous indignation that he has for the nation of Edom. Edom. Esau was Edom. Let me see what we can start off at. Okay, we start at 3. Well, we start off at 1. Look what it say. Prophesy against Mount Seir. And if you don't know, Mount Seir was a location in Edom. Moreover, the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it. Verse 3. And say unto it, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, the Most High Power, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out mine hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am Yahweh. Now, let's just think. Let's consider this. Who been going around the world making other places desolate? The Edomites. So now it's their turn. Let's go down to verse 5. This is what it's for, controversy of Zion. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. That's what during the Babylonian captivity, when they helped out the Babylonians, man. Esau Edom got a lot to pay for. Verse 6, Therefore as I live, saith the Lord, Yahweh, the Most High Power, I will prepare thee unto blood, this is the point, and blood shall pursue thee. Seest thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. All these wars have been started throughout history. Started by who? The Edomites. They love war, man. They blessed is the weapon, the sword. Revelation 6 and 4. They went around the earth saying that they should kill one another. Said they have not hated blood. Let's read that again. Therefore, as I live, saith Yahweh the Most High Power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. See, if thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Yeah. So since the Israelis was over there fucking up them Palestinians, y'all when nobody said it to begin with. But the soldiers really weren't saying shit because they just was messing up. They were just killing women and children. But now that they didn't try to go into Lebanon and Hezbollah fighting, now they don't want to fight no more. So they're going against real soldiers, soft ass, medicated, cotton ass, goddamn soldiers. Yeah. Let's go to verse 7. Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from him, and cut off from it him that passeth out, and him that returneth. Like all you little soldiers. From be a lot of Edomites dead. And I will fill his mountains with the slain men, and thy hills, and in thy valleys, and in all thy rivers shall they fall that are slain with the sword. I will make thee perpetual desolations, and thy cities shall not return. And ye shall know that I am Yahweh. And it's not only for the people over here in America, Edomites in America, or them Israelis, them Amalekites. It's for the people in Germany too. You got a lot of blood on your hands. The Germans with colonialism, the British colonialism. You got a lot of blood on your hands, along with the French. Yeah, now you got a lot to pay for. See what it say right there for Idumea, which is another way of saying, it's the Greek way of saying Edom. You can just drop all the way down. You can read the whole 35 because it applies, like it said at the top, prophesy against Mount Seir. Ezekiel 35:15. As thou didst rejoice at the inheritance of the house of Israel, because it was desolate, so will I do unto thee. Thou shalt be desolate, O Mount Seir, and all Idumea, even all of it. And they shall know that I am Yahweh. Just in case y'all don't realize, all of Idumea going down, we can go right to the book of Isaiah. Hmm? Let's see what he say. See, look at this. Isaiah 34. The Most High Power's wrath against the nations. Let's start at one. Come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, you people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world, and all things that come forth of it. For the indignation of Yahweh is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He hath utterly destroyed them. He hath delivered them to the slaughter. Hmm. So that means all these other nations should start paying for what they have done to the children of Israel. And the Idumeans in particular, they got to pay for what they did to all the other nations. Most importantly, ours, but the other nations too. The slain shall also be cast out, and the stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood. There you go, the point right here. Isaiah 34 chapter, 5th verse. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment. Yeah. Verse 6 is what's going to apply over here in this country, man. But you best believe. Look at that. Verse 8. For the controversy of Zion. We can read it. Isaiah 34:8. For it is the day of Yahweh's vengeance and the year of recompenses for the controversy of Zion. So you did a lot of things that Esau just wanted to pay for. And believe me, you're going to pay for it. Let's get some examples. Let's see if we got anything else from her. Yeah, you can't write none of that. Add to that. Yeah. Because these people crazy, man. Let's go to Michael. Woe to the oppressor. That's what they've been doing. They oppressed us when the Romans oppressed us when they took over. During the time of the Greeks, which made it the Greco-Roman Empire, they oppressed us then. They oppressed us when they brought us over here to America. They oppressed us during the Renaissance period, coming up out of the Middle Ages, manifest destiny, colonialism, imperialism. Look, who did all that? The Edomites. Now they're going to get their judgment. Let's read this. Micah 2 and 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. Right now, we currently speak, the Israelis trying to expand their land. They're trying to take over they already illegally came into the land, right? What's that? Isaiah 36 or Ezekiel 36? What we're fine. You have appointed my land to your own. Well, anyway, them Israelis got a plan. They finna expand. They trying to take over all of Palestine, right? They try to move into Syria, down into Jordan, Egypt. What do you? Hey, the Lord got them thinking of a plan that ain't gonna work out, right? Verse 3, therefore, thus saith Yahweh, behold, this is the point right here for these Edomites. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh, behold, against this family do I devise an evil, from which ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall ye go heartily, for this time is evil. All evil is going to come upon y'all, man. Y'all in trouble. The Edomites going to pay for everything they have done throughout the history. Hmm. We got several verses we can get. The book of Obadiah. Just read that. Ain't number one chapter. Read that. Let me see something though. Yeah. We read this. Ezekiel 36. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, the Most High Power. Surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen, and against all I doom you, which have appointed my land into their possession with the joy of their heart, with the spiteful minds, to cast it out for a prey. That's you, right? The Amalekites. And what they've been doing? They've been killing ever since then. They came over to that land in 1948. But before then, they was fucking them Palestinians up. As soon as they came in, 48, 49, that's why they had to start UNRWA, which they just voted to end. They said y'all can't have UNRWA no more. Right? Yeah. They said y'all can't have UNRWA no more. Look that up. Because that's what's going on around the world right now. Joel 3:9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares and the swords, and your pruning hooks in the spears. Let the weak say, I'm strong. Assemble yourselves, and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. Where there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Yeah. Put ye in a sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full. The fats overflow, for their wickedness is great. Now, you got nations in Africa, in the Sahel region, and now it's starting to spread throughout Africa. They're starting to beat their plowshares in the swords and they pruning hooks in the spears. They said they tired of getting oppressed by the Western nations, right? They losing their money. The British had a nice little meeting last week too. All these things took place. It's going to be a lot of chaos over here in Babylon the Great. The Lord is visiting the earth from which He made. Pretty soon, He is right here. That great test gonna come. That potato chip. He's gonna let you know whose side you on. You rolling in righteousness or you rolling in wickedness. Because the Lord finna tear down all these idols. It's wartime. The Israelis will continue to escalate until some pop off. We only got a couple of days now for his election. People nervous. Hmm? They nervous. So like, we'll end on this. Habakkuk. This was going to happen for them Edomites. Let me see. Let's start it. Hmm. We started at 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. Now, you go into the book of Ezra, second Ezra, 6th chapter, let you know Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is just the beginning of it that follows, right? Every nation has a measure, or kingdom has a measure of ruling, a time of ruling on earth that they cannot pass. And Esau, your time is up, man. You rule for a short season, man, and all wickedness. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. And now your time is up. Hmm? Go to verse 4. Behold, his soul, even my soul, which is lifted up, is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith. It's the Israelites. Yeah, also, because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man. He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Now, just look at this country, for example. Then they just open up the southern borders and northern border for people to just come in, heaping into himself all people. Same thing they did in the Roman Empire. Check it out. They tried to import 30 million people at one time. They don't stay at home. They going around telling everybody else how to run their government in their country, but yet ain't at home fixing their own problems, right? And if you don't agree with them, they just overthrow your government and set up a public government. Let's get to verse 6. Shall not all these take up a proverb against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increases that which is not his. How long? And to him that layeth himself with thick clay. Now the Israelis trying to expand their land illegally. And then you got Babylon the Great, steady giving money out to people, and they laying themselves with thick clay. So they not rise up suddenly. Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them, because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, and Salaki of the city, and of all that dwell therein. Now, but consider this: the British, they had control, or they oppressed them Elamites, the people over in India, for over 100 years. They ain't forgot this shit. They gonna get y'all ass back for it. The French, they went over there and colonized Africa, the Western nation, like in the Sahel region. They raising up. They ain't forgot. The British, you went over there in China and had them people under subjection. They ain't forgot that. The Moabites ain't forget. That's all Edomites controlling other nations. Because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee. The Iranians, the British, had control of them. Iraq, it's countless, man. The Germans had people over in Africa. They said they killed, like I look into that, 60,000 in a 4 year period from out of one little tribe, right? So your own evils, wickedness shall fall back upon your head, Esau. They scrambling, man. Is that number wisdom and teaming? Each day they go by, man, they fuck up something. But guess what is right here? Each day they go by, we one day closer to the kingdom. So we get to see the downfall of our enemies. Shalom.